Hello everyone, you're on the Handmade channel. In this video, I'll show you how I managed to make Lightning McQueen out of modeling clay. But before that, I'll first show you a few stages of sculpting him so you can see that this is really a handmade modeling clay creation, not a store-bought model. So first, to make him, I printed out blueprints and also studied the 3D model of McQueen himself. As the first step, I made the bottom of the car, a blank like this with the wheel arches already cut out. And then I started shaping the bottom itself, making various elements. The next stage of sculpting is making the frame and attaching clay to it to create the body shapes, and giving the clay a smoother shape. Then I covered this blank with a thin layer of another clay. This is a very hard NSP. This is the final layer that will be painted. Next, I added the roof supports, highlighting the front and rear parts. And step by step, I gradually sculpted McQueen. I painted it with a Tamiya spray can in several layers to create his lettering, numbers, and lightning bolt. And here's what I managed to make. From this angle, it looks as realistic as possible. It feels like it was taken straight out of the cartoon. A lot of work was done. This is one of the most difficult projects for me, which took 120 hours over 16 days of work to complete. I'm very satisfied with the result. It turned out just great. It looks much better than many McQueen models you can buy. And I hope you'll appreciate my efforts with a like. It's easy for you, and it makes me happy. I made this model specifically for the collection, that's why it took so much time and attention to detail. Creating McQueen himself, I mean just sculpting him out of clay, wasn't particularly difficult. But painting him the way he is was very difficult for me, because there are so many details: the lettering, the number, the lightning bolt, the stickers. Creating all of that is the hard part. Of course, I could have just used stickers for him, meaning I could print out his elements, cut them out of paper, and stick them onto the model. But there are some nuances here. First of all, you would see the thickness of the paper that's been stuck on. And since McQueen has rounded shapes, it's just not possible to stick a flat sticker onto those shapes easily. You'd see wrinkles in the stuck-on paper. So I decided that these graphics need to be painted on by hand. And that's not so easy. The only place where I used these paper stickers was on the Lightyear wheels. This lightning style that I made is from the third movie, where he got a new modern wrap. It seemed the most doable to me out of all of them. And still, there were some things I couldn't do. It's the lettering on his roof. I tried to cut them out as a stencil, but the scale was too small. No matter how hard I tried to cut out the small letters, some of them just tore, and painting them with a brush wasn't an option either. You can't make them even, plus there would be brush marks left. So that's something I didn't do, but everything else is there. The painting stage is the most difficult. After applying the base red coat, I cut stencils out of tape and stuck them to the body. I covered the other areas with tape so I wouldn't paint the rest of the body. And I did all this step by step, but it's not as smooth as it seems. After I removed the tape stencils, there was a sticky residue left along the outline that couldn't be removed. Dust and tiny hairs would stick to it, and it's very noticeable up close. The paint job didn't turn out perfect, but overall, it's not bad. I tried to do it this way. Now I'll show you McQueen's underside and his engine. This model can stand in a room on its wheels and nothing will happen to it. Since the wheels are very big and thick, they can support all this weight, which is 350 grams. And it's not necessary to keep it in the fridge, where most of my works are still stored. And now I'll show you detailed photos of sculpting McQueen step by step. I hope you liked how I sculpted McQueen. If so, then give a like and subscribe to the channel if you're here for the first time and you're interested in my clay creations. Happy New Year to everyone, whether you've already celebrated or not. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye everyone.